Maps and map reading. Maps. A map is a representation of the round Earth on a flat sheet of paper. We need maps to study the Earth and its different features, to know more about a place, its physical and geographical features, and to find our way around a place. Types of maps. Different kinds of maps are used to show different kinds of details. This is a physical map of India. Physical maps show physical or natural features such as mountains, plateaus, plains, and rivers. This is a political map of India. Political maps show different countries and states, as well as the capital cities and important towns. This is a thematic map, showing the wildlife and national parks in India. Thematic maps give specific information such as climate, crops, industries, wildlife sanctuaries, etc. Features of a map. While studying any map, we need to understand certain features that all maps have. Scale. The ratio between the distance on a map and the actual distance on the Earth's surface. Scales can be verbal or statement scale. Here, words are used to state the scale. Scales can also be graphical or linear. In a linear scale, a straight line is divided into different lengths that represent the given distances on the Earth's surface. The third type of scale is a representative fraction scale. In this scale, the numerator shows the distance on the map and the denominator represents the actual distance on the Earth. Directions. Every map has a vertical line with N written on its head. This line indicates the north direction and is called a north line. Directions on a map are identified with the help of the north line. In case a map does not have the north line, then the top of the map is considered to be showing north. The four cardinal directions can be identified easily once the north has been identified. The left is the west, the right is the east, and the bottom is south. The cardinal points are further divided into intermediate directions such as northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest. Directions help us locate places on a map. Colors. Different colors are used to show different information on a map. A map has a key or legend to explain what the different colors represent. In this map, the different colors show the various climatic regions of India. The areas marked yellow show the areas that have desert climate. Signs and symbols. A variety of signs and symbols are used to show natural and man-made features on a map. A map has a key or legend to explain what the different signs and symbols represent. In this map, the different symbols show the various industries located in various places across India. Conventional signs and symbols. These are signs which have been internationally recognized as the standard markings to represent certain things on maps. These are known as conventional symbols. For example, thin blue lines are used universally to show rivers. There is an international understanding for using the same symbols to show certain features in the same manner. Advantages of maps. Maps can show accurate information of a small area. Different types of maps can be chosen to show various types of information. Maps show selected features and are usually not congested. They use different signs, symbols, and colors to provide distinct information. Maps can be used to make comparisons or deductions. Disadvantages of maps. The curved surface of the Earth cannot be represented accurately on a flat surface. Maps of large areas, especially continents, have some distortions of size, shape, or distance. Reading a map. When you know how to read a map, you can find your way anywhere in the world and know places without even going there. Latitudes and longitudes. The globe. A globe is a spherical representation of the Earth. A globe is mounted on an axis and it spins on it. The Earth also has an axis. Imaginary lines. The Earth's axis is an imaginary line that passes through its center. It is not a straight line and is tilted at an angle of 23.5 degrees. The two ends of the axis are called the North Pole and the South Pole. Apart from the axis, there are other imaginary lines called latitudes and longitudes that are drawn to make the study of the Earth's surface easier. These lines form a pattern known as a grid. The equator is the longest imaginary line that divides the Earth into two equal hemispheres, the northern and southern. Latitudes. Each hemisphere has imaginary lines starting from the equator, going up to the poles. These are the latitudes. The equator is also a latitude. Lines of latitude are parallel to the equator. These are circular lines running in an east-west direction across the globe. Latitudes are drawn at a difference of 1 degree each, starting with the equator, which is 0 degree. As we move closer to the poles, the line of latitude becomes smaller and smaller. As the circles of the latitudes get smaller, their degrees keep increasing. The degrees of latitudes are followed by N or S to indicate their position north or south of the equator. Special latitudes. There are some latitudes which have special names. The 23.5 degree N latitude is called the Tropic of Cancer. It is in the northern hemisphere. The 23.5 degree S latitude is called the Tropic of Capricorn. It is in the southern hemisphere. The 66.5 degree N latitude is called the Arctic Circle. It is near the North Pole. The 66.5 degree S latitude is called the Antarctic Circle. It is near the South Pole. Longitudes. Lines of longitude or meridians are imaginary semicircular lines on the globe that join the North and South Poles. Like latitudes, longitudes are also numbered. The number of longitudes are followed by E or W to indicate if they are east or west of the prime meridian. The 0 degree and 180 degree longitudes together make a full circle around the Earth. Longitudes continue round the globe up to 180 degrees. The distance between two lines of longitude varies and is the greatest at the equator. Latitudes are numbered from 0 to 90 degrees. Longitudes are numbered from 0 to 180 degrees. Latitudes run parallel to each other and never meet. Longitudes meet at the poles and are widest apart at the equator. Latitudes are circles. The equator is the biggest circle, and the latitudes near the poles are the smallest circles. Longitudes are semicircles of the same size. Time zones. Rotation. The Earth's rotation has a direct bearing on how we calculate time. The Earth completes one rotation in 24 hours. It takes 4 minutes for a degree of longitude to pass in front of the Sun. If the difference in longitude between any two places is 1 degree, the difference in their time will be 4 minutes. Time zones. A time zone is a range of longitudes where a common standard time is used. It usually covers 15 degrees of longitude. A time zone takes 1 hour to pass in front of the Sun. World time zones. The world is divided into 24 standard time zones. Large countries have more than one time zone. Here is a map showing the 4 time zones of mainland USA. All world time zones are measured in relation to the Greenwich meridian. The Greenwich meridian in England is the prime meridian. It marks the point where one day ends and another begins. Local time. When a meridian faces the Sun, the time there is 12 noon. All meridians east of it will be ahead of 12 noon. All meridians west of it will be behind 12 noon. All meridians have their own time called local time. Standard time. Standard time is the time kept on land. Every country chooses a central meridian to set this time. The local time of the chosen meridian is called the standard time of that country. Indian Standard Time. In India, the local time at 82.5 degree east longitude is taken as the standard time. This longitude passes through Allahabad. Indian Standard Time is 5.5 hours ahead of Greenwich Mean Time.